Hi everyone, welcome to episode 6 of Adventure of a Lifetime, where we see the conflict between Emily and Chisa, the fact that Emily doesn't have an idea about what going underwater is like, and despite hating water, Emily wants to go scuba diving and find the treasure on her own, and she thinks that having all those equipment is going to make it easy slash safe for Emily to go underwater, but the shop declined to rent her equipment because Emily has no certification, and it really ticked Chisa off. It's like, well, you're here to ruin the fun, you're here to ruin the atmosphere, so I can't wait for you to go back to Tokyo and forget about all this stuff. And as for the progress about finding that treasure, there's no luck. They looked everywhere, and there's not really a clue about where this ship is. But we do know that the ship is in one piece per Chisa's, I'll say, her observations. But it looks like Hiroki and Chisa are going to show Emily this place, and I wonder what this place is going to be. So Emily declined it, but Hiroki ignored her, and let's see what's all about. So what's this place? Says Emily. So I think so Emily's on the tiny beach, her jaw hanging open. So I wonder what this place is. This looks like a cove of something. So Hiroki tells Emily, so we used to play here all the time. It was like our secret base out in the ocean. So this tiny island was originally a mountain that had appeared in the middle of the ocean, but it was worn down by erosion.
Minamijima っていうの、無人島よ。
So the only way in was by a boat through a large gaping hole in the cliffs. On the other side was a inlet housing the beach we were all gathered on. Ooh, it's pretty nice though. It's like a little cove. So it's no exaggeration to say that the view was stunning. It was a tiny paradise. Yeah, that's true.
こういう場所、映画で見たことがあるわ。海賊の隠れ家みたい。
And that might give Emily some more interest about being on the islands.
感動する気持ちはわかるけど、あんたもちょっとは手伝って。
And I don't even know why Chisa is still upset. So Chisa and I, and eventually Emily, pulled the outrigger canoe out of the water and onto the beach. So this island is surrounded by lots of rock formations, so bigger cruise ships can't get too close. But then again, a big ship can hold multiple small ships, like lifeboats, and they can use those ships to go into areas that big ships can't fit.
カヌーくらい小さければいいけどね。
So the Ogasawara Islands were formed by a volcanic eruption, which is why they look more like mountains sticking out of the sea. So kind of like how Hawaii's formed. You have volcanic eruptions, but then because of tectonic plates and tectonic movement, the islands actually shift, and then the volcano erupts again, and it forms another island. And then the cycle goes on until you have all these little islands. So additionally, due to this type of formation, there were very few shallow beaches and lots of rocky cliffs. It's true. So quite different from the seas around the Okinawan Islands. Wow! It was just like I remember.
綺麗な島だけど、あんまり人が来ないからね。
And the fact that there's few visitors there's few people visiting here, so it's as pristine as ever. It's not ruined by tourists. So the beach ran right up to the rocks, which only led to large rocky hills. There were hardly ever any plants growing. As you climb higher, entrances to the caves could be found as well. It was a perfect spot for kids to play. Obviously. Okay, so how we go for a dip? So Chisa stripped down to her swimsuit. And she goes in first. So screaming like a small kid, she took off running and dived into the water. Crap, she has all the fun. I should have worn my trunks as well. So like, well, I don't have swimsuits with me, so all I get to do is watch Chisa enjoy the fun. So after Chisa went under, it would be a while before she came back up. Well, those that didn't know better might start to worry. It's like, well, I do know that Chisa likes to be underwater for extended periods of time. She's okay with it. She can handle it. So anyways, this place is really nice. I'm sure even you could relax here as well, Emily. But then it's like, how can I relax if I only have a few days to find that treasure? There you go. It's like, well, I have to find that treasure and my time is running short. Well, I don't think the ghost ship will ever appear if you don't learn to like the ocean a bit. So just then Chisa flew into the air from the corner or the center of the bay. Below her, a dolphin came leaping up as well. I'm pretty sure it's Phin. So yep, it's Phin. So riding Phin, or rather being made to ride Phin, Chisa was flung into the air. So I wonder how Phin knows if Chisa's lurking around, because every time Chisa goes in the water, Phin always finds Chisa. Well, I think dolphins, they have a good sense of smell, and but then again, it would kind of be unreal that Phin's always in the vicinity whenever Chisa goes underwater. Okay. So they both fell back into the water. So Emily was holding her chest, shocked at the sight of those two bursting out of the serene waters. So it's like, well, Phin, just be easy, be gentle. Even I have my limits. Huh? Wait, what do you mean? Wait, is that what Phin was really doing? Trying to impress Emily? But then again, going too far is going to make Emily not so impressed. Oh, come on, says Phin. So Phin dived deep, trying to lead Chisa down, and she couldn't resist. She dove in afterwards. Okay, so Emily's like, yeah, so Phin always knows where Chisa is hiding, or where she is whenever she goes underwater. Well, it's like he knows, or he can always smell or sense Chisa nearby. So how? Oh, so actually Phin can hear if Chisa's underwater. So you know Chisa's shell necklace? When she dives in, he can hear the sound it makes. Oh, okay. So Chisa's wearing some necklace that it makes so it serves like an antenna for Phin. Dolphins can hear well. No matter how far he is, if he hears that sound, he comes to play. And of course, Chisa kept the necklace on to let Phin know where she is. Well, I think originally it was a tropical island accessory, but the fact that when Chisa and Phin became friends, Phin uses that to identify where Chisa is. Naturally. Well, I can't take it anymore. So what's Hiroki gonna do now?
Huh?
Wait, what do you mean? So I jumped up, and when I started taking off my t-shirt, Emily hid her face behind her hands. So what are you gonna do now? Well, but I was just wearing my regular underwear. Oops. So I took off my shoes and socks and I ran down the beach, stole my plants, and then jumped into the water. Ah, this feels so good. So Emily seemed quite shocked. Hey Emily, you should come in as well. The water is nice and cool and it feels great. Well, let's see if Emily wants to come in. I think she's still gonna hold back. Well, maybe Hiroki can teach her? Hey, you're fine. The water's really shallow, so it should only come to your knees, and your clothes won't even get wet. So you can just walk in the water. But then again, I wonder how Hiroki was able to safely dive. Because if the water's too shallow, that's quite dangerous to dive in. But still. But anyways, she's like, well, at least you're in, so let's have some fun together. So let's splash some water around. Alright, you asked for it. Okay, so splashing back and forth. And the fact that Chisa has Phin on her side. So while Chisa and I had our water fight, Phin swam around us happily. Oh, okay, so Phin doesn't participate. So Emily sat alone on the beach and watched. So Emily's like, so I'm all left alone. And in a sense, it gives Emily a negative remark about this place. Like, so you're telling me that if I don't like the water and if I can't swim, then I'm pretty much out of luck here. Or maybe she'll try to break out of her fears and go in the water? Okay, so Emily decides to try out the water and walk into it. So how is it? So Emily took off her shoes and went in barefoot up to her knees, holding her skirt to keep it dry. She stared at her own legs in wonder. So it's like, is there anything that's going to be bad for me if I go into the water? Hey, so everything's okay? How is it, Emily? It's okay. It's okay, it's all good. Ocean water. Salty. Lots of organisms living in it. Well, it's like, well, typically ocean water isn't this clean. It's very rare. It's like, well, if you go deep, deep into the ocean. Wait, what's going on? Why you? So Chisa. Okay, so Chisa uses the advantage to splash more water on Hiroki. So we start our water fight again. So Emily, left alone once more, started to get bored. So at least Chisa and Hiroki should talk to Emily a little bit more. The fact that she's trying out the waters, because now she probably might just get back on surface again. Right? Well, at least Hiroki's giving Emily some time to get used to the water, so she's just trying to walk around and see what it's like. So she raised her leg a little and kicked the water. Which never reach us at this rate. Well, then again, a little bit of a splash is better than nothing. Okay, so I think Emily's trying to splash some water as well. So Emily was like a little kid touching water for the first time, timidly splashing around, and it was kind of cute. And as I was walking on those pleasant thoughts, so I wondered if, so Chisa splashed water at Emily. There you go. So it hit her right in the face. She froze in shock. Okay, so she just splashed more water at Emily. Well, I think she's just going too far this time. She needs to understand that Emily is just starting now. She's trying to get used to the water, and then she just started to give her the full, like I'll say like the full lesson. But that wasn't me. I wonder who that is. Might be Phin. Sorry. Okay, so Hiroki played along with Chisa. So, well, you're all wet now. You might as well. I said as I waved her over. So Emily, stubborn as ever, folded her arms and looked away. She was a tough cookie. Okay, so I think this one is from both Hiroki and Chisa combined. And now Emily is drenched and she's screaming. So several buckets worth of water cascade down Emily, leaving her soaked to the bone. So as droplets of water ran down her hair and over her face, Emily stared in shock. We all knew the culprit. Oh, okay, so it's actually Phin. So Chisa gave Emily a splash, Hiroki gave Emily another splash, and Phin gave her the really, really big splash. So Phin seemed to smile merrily as he waved his tail fin, taunting her. Oh boy. Well, I hope Emily is alright. She doesn't get upset. But I can't believe he... Wait, what can you not believe? So that's it? Okay, so Phin pretty much got Emily all enraged, and now looks like Emily's going to try to chase Phin down. And we obviously know that there's no way that Emily's going to win when it comes to water. Alright, come over here. So Emily took off after fleeing Phin. Well, naturally, Emily had no idea what would happen if he tried to run in water. It's like, oh wait, I can't run. I can only walk. The water pressure is keeping me from speeding up. Okay, so I think she fell in. She lost her footing in the water and did a perfect belly flop. The sea was shallow here, so there was no real danger. However, well, the fact that Emily's now fully drenched with water for the first time. So Emily, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay, so I ran to help her when she didn't come up on her own. And Emily still hates the ocean. And it just confirms her fears. Oh, I can't hear you! So Chisa only hears what she wants to hear. Okay, so Chisa took off after Phin. And Emily sat in the knee-deep water and glared at her enemy, the ocean. Well, just give up and swim. Well, not in the water, so, Wait, what? Well, I mean, you're already soaked down to your underwear, right? So Emily turned bright red and looked at her lower body. And then she looked nervously at the rocky cliffs guarding the entrance of the inlet. Okay, so will you hold my hands? She said with her eyes turned up, looking embarrassed. She must really have been scared of the water. So, well, now that you're wet, why not use this opportunity to learn about the water and how to swim? Well, okay, I guess. Okay, so we get an option where Hiroki gets the... So, either he agrees with Emily, oh, sure thing, or he does give Emily a advice about, okay, well, we should do this first. So get used to the water first before we learn how to swim. So I'm pretty sure the first one will take you to Emily's route, and the second one will take you to Chisa's route. So let's just pick the Emily option. So we're gonna go ahead and agree with her. Okay, so sure thing. As long as you are in the water, I'll never let go. So what's the problem? Why are you holding back? It's a proposal? It looks like it. So it seemed to me like she was reading into the gesture a bit much. Okay, fine then. So how about I hold on until you feel okay? Okay, so let's go then. I took Emily's hand and led her out into the deeper water. And she became hesitant as the water began to rise above her clothes. And in the sailor uniform, it was quite a rare sight to behold. So now they're in deeper water, and it's to the point where Emily can't stand. It's like the water's getting too high. Okay, so if you just hold still, you'll float. Just grab onto me. So Emily placed a hand on my shoulders. Well, she didn't have to worry about sinking, but she didn't have good control of her body either, so she held onto me tightly. So am I inconveniencing you? Says Emily. No, what should be thanking you? I'm getting hugged by a cute girl after all. Wait, so why is Hiroki giving this kind of comment in the middle of a swim lesson? And now it's making Emily kind of suspicious. That's true. Huh? So why? Well, if I was, wouldn't I have at least one girlfriend by now? But I don't think he's making sense though. Wait, so you don't? Unfortunately, no. But I thought you were with Chisa, so... Is she not? Wait, Chisa? She's just an old friend, and besides, we haven't seen each other for nearly 4 years. And she said something about a boyfriend. Well, I only vaguely remember or recall that conversation. And Emily eyed at me suspiciously. Okay. Well, that's because I'm not some crazy skirt chaser, you know. Well, I was really only trying to be nice. But then again, the fact that Hiroki brought up this conversation, it kind of... Well, I'll say like it didn't really give Emily a good image. Okay, so by the way, the shelf drops off here, so be careful. So once you enter here, it's gonna be deep water. So just beyond the inlet entrance, the sea floor dropped away like a cliff and got much deeper. And now Emily's kind of panicking. Relax, there's nothing to be afraid of. Treat water to be your friend. But I can't stand to anything, I'm gonna drown. Okay, so why don't you take a look down below the surface? You'll see the ocean is nothing to be afraid of. Someone's like, I don't want to look down. I can see lots of dangerous creatures. Dolphins and sharks. But then again, dolphins aren't really meant to be evil. So Hiroki's telling Emily, so dolphins like that are very rare. But then Emily's like, well, Phin's evil, so he's an evil dolphin. There's one over there. So to show her how, I took a deep breath and went under. So I looked up and waved at Emily from under the water. So Emily gazed up and followed suit. Okay? Okay, so try to open her eyes. She couldn't hear me, but I tapped her shoulder and she got the message. So Emily slowly opened her eyes, and the next thing she saw was probably air bubbles. And the air we breathed out was climbing back to the surface. Then came the sunlight piercing through the clear water. And a view of the seafloor was spread out beyond the oscillating curtain of light. Well, the waves. And now Emily gets to see all sorts of interesting things under the sea. So there were coral reefs and schools of fish. It was beautiful, a scene scattered with organisms colored like gems. So this is what the seafloor looks like. Isn't it exciting? Emily gazed ahead in wonder. And why watch her from the side? Okay, I think Emily has another issue. Her face suddenly turned a shade of blue. I quickly tapped her on the shoulder and then pointed upwards. So hey, you're running out of breath, go up to the surface and catch some new breath. And I wonder if Emily got to learn or discover anything, because I think she was too focused on trying to keep her breath and I wonder if that gave her a negative impression about going under the sea. Well, of course, you did, and remember to breathe. So, don't forget that you have to go onto the surface and catch your breath once in a while. So how was it? Looks like you were so caught up, you forgot to breathe. And this kind of shows why Emily is not ready to be a scuba diver yet. So it seemed like she was too stubborn to admit the truth. Her face reddened and her lips grew tight as she spoke. Well, at least I do admit that it's pretty underneath the seafloor. She seemed to be looking for a word that went beyond just pretty. Vivid, colorful, exciting. As Emily laid a hand on my shoulder, she appeared reluctant to say more as she stared at the sparkling surface. But at least I could see something underneath the sea. And the fact that light, I think the way that light is being transmitted under the sea, it makes things look very interesting. So instead of finding a treasure chest, you began to see the ocean as a treasure in and of itself. So how about we do it again? Maybe I want to see more. Well, as many times as you want. Emily took another deep breath, ready to go under, when suddenly something huge floated into view. Oh, so it's Chisa and Phin. Wait, you? Okay, so it's Chisa riding Phin. And we can see that Chisa is kind of jealous, like oh, so while I was with Phin, riding Phin, it seemed like it gave you two a window to be closer together. And Finn's like, that's right. Huh? Wait. I was just lending a hand. You know, she can't swim. Well, that's not fair. I wish you helped me as much as you do to Emily. Well, I'd like to meet a swimmer good enough to lend you a hand then. Well, that'll probably only be Phin, an actual dolphin at this point. So I think Chisa was like, well, I wish you helped me more. And then Hiroki was like, well, you probably want me to help or teach you how to swim as well. But then again, you're a professional. You're already excellent at swimming, so there's no point in me helping you. But anyways, Chisa wants to show Emily around. But then again, Emily's just a beginner in swimming. So, how about I'll have Phin carry you. Okay, says Phin. And then again, Emily treats Phin as being the evil dolphin, like, So you want me to ride on this evil dolphin? No way. So Emily let go of my shoulder and began dog paddling toward the beach. Or furiously. But she sank almost immediately. So she was trying to run fast, but she couldn't make it. Oh no! And faster than I could reach her, Phin goes after Emily. So Phin held her up on the surface.
ありがとう。助けられるのはこれで2度目ね。本当は親切なイルカなのかしら。
So maybe not the evil dolphin that I originally thought you were?
Q-Taro は海を愛する者の味方なのだ。
So I wonder if Phin was starting to warm up to Emily now that she had warmed up to the sea. But as he wasn't your conventional dolphin, it was best not to let your guard down. So how is it? Says Phin to Emily. Or like Phin was like, let's go, let's go. So Phin begins swimming out of the inlet with Emily still on top, clutching his dorsal fin. Hey, I'm Chisa. Oh, don't worry. It'll be fine. As long as it's Phin, there'll be nothing wrong. Or nothing will go wrong. Chisa said before taking off after them. I was nowhere near Chisa's level when it came to swimming, so I decided to wait in the inlet. Okay, so I wonder what's going to happen next. So I think some time has passed. Okay, so about 5 minutes later, the two girls and one dolphin had come back to the beach. That was hard. But then again, even if the Chisa's like a world safe, I think Emily's just not comfortable riding on Phin. Oh, it's all good. So how far out do you go anyways? Okay, thanks for the details. So Phin had been quite careful with Emily and kept his speed under tight control. But since it was Emily's first time on a dolphin, it probably still felt incredibly fast. There you go. But at least Emily enjoyed the ride. So she had been trembling, but suddenly her eyes sparkled as she pumped her fist in the air. Well, I think Emily should be thanking Chisa, not Hiroki. So Emily told me all about the things that she had seen. All this fish talk is making me hungry. I think we'll have sashimi for dinner tonight. Wait, why not? Okay, so yeah, it kind of reminded me of that one time when I was at the aquarium, and you see all these fish swimming around in the big aquarium, and there was one person that mentioned, when I see a big tuna floating around, it kind of reminded me of sashimi, and I think he gave up looking because well, the more I look at it, the more I get hungry. And yeah, the tuna was pretty big on the aquarium. And Chisa seems to agree with Emily. Hey, like you two weren't eating those cute little fish last night. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure the fish that they ate is not cute little. It's more like the big ones, like tuna. Exactly. Well, this was getting absurd. Well, at least you're done hating the sea, right? Maybe. Well, at least Emily is really starting to warm up to the ocean. Thinking, well, at least I won't see it as being this really bad place. There's some good things that I missed. So it sounded like she had enjoyed herself, though. Maybe it was like riding a roller coaster for her. Okay, so I'm pretty sure well, she's comparing to the waters near Tokyo and of course a big city. Well, then again, factories pollute. And there have been many cases where factories they dump all their waste into the ocean, including trash and oil, and that's why the water looks pretty disgusting over there. But over here in the islands it's different. Everyone treasures their natural resources. Everyone learns to enjoy nature, and that's why the water is clean. I'm pretty sure it's tropical as well, so it's warm as well, and you get to see all sorts of exotic sea creatures that you don't see when you're mainland. Well, that's true. There you go. And Phin agrees as well. Well, anyways, let's go have some fun then. Okay. So we ran around the shallows like little kids, splashing, jumping, floating on the surface like a jellyfish. I was in my pants and Emily was in her uniform, but we didn't care at all. And after about an hour, we were all totally exhausted. Okay, so let's go rest in the shades. Okay, agreed. But it's not over for Emily yet. Hey, but you know, don't overwork yourself, cause you may end up in the hospital. Like you may. Wait, sunburn? So there's an actual burn, you know, in bad cases they blister. Someone took off running up the water and threw herself into the shade of the rocks. And Chisa and I strolled over to lay down in the shade. I'm pretty sure Chisa's still kind of upset with Emily. She still thinks that Emily is still unreasonable with her ideas. And it's like, well, you keep boasting about that you can do anything even though you can't. So what about Phin then? Okay, see you later. So we cooled down under the shade of the rocks. And eventually, we all closed our eyes. Uh-oh, looks like a storm's coming. So the sound of rising winds could be heard, and I could feel something cold hitting my bare skin. So what's going on? Phin was getting more frantic. Drip drop. My eyes opened as the cold drops hit my face. So it's starting to rain. Yep. Wait, where am I? Why am I sleeping here? To my half-asleep mind, the scenery looked unfamiliar, and I couldn't remember how I ended up here. But as my mind began to clear, a sudden realization took all the blood from my face. This place is quite familiar, but I had never seen it look so ominous and windswept. Hey, Chisa, wake up! More sleep? Just a little more? Hey, Emily, how about you? You too, get up. I looked at the sky. The clear blue, clear sky was covered in dark gray clouds. Uh-oh. And below them, the shrill wind howled through the cliffs and across the beach. And it looks like Phin knows that something's wrong, and Phin's trying to warn everyone, especially Chisa. So Phin was shrieking at Chisa from the water, trying to warn her. Wait, this is bad. It also takes Chisa some time to realize what's going on. Wait, we fell asleep on the beach. Wait, beach? Oh, so we're still on the Minamijima island, and look up at the sky. Okay, so Chisa now knows that something's wrong. Oh, it's the typhoon storm. So Chisa began checking the weather forecast on her smartphone, and it was obvious. Hey, Emily, wake up! Emily! We have to get out of here. Why? So Chisa was already up and getting the canoe ready to go. I ran over to help. Well, better hurry. The typhoon's coming, and it's gonna start. And come on, Emily, help. Let's get out of here. So the three of us pushed the canoe off the beach and into the water. We quickly climbed inside as Chisa tried to start the engine. Uh-oh. We got a big problem, so the engine doesn't seem to work. What's wrong? Well, obviously, but why? Wait, is it broken? Might be out of gas. So instinctively I grabbed the paddles and started rowing. So maybe we'll have to use manual power to get onto shore. But Chisa kept trying the engine, but it wasn't looking promising. And yelling at the engine isn't going to do anything to solve the problem. Well, there was no choice but to row back manually by hand to Minamijima. But that soon became impossible too. Wow, look at those waves. Alright, so I'm gonna leave the rest to the next episode. And I'm gonna see if Chisa, Emily, and Hiroki are able to make it back in one piece to the main islands. Because obviously they slept in and they forgot that a typhoon was going to approach them. And we do know what happens in a typhoon. But at least in this episode, Emily got to realize that there's more to the ocean than pollution, trash, oil, and definitely sharks and other monstrous creatures. The Loch Ness Monster. So before I close this episode, let's see what the other option is going to give us. Going back to the beginning of the swimming lessons with Emily. So hold on for a minute. Alright everyone, so I'm back at the options, and now we're gonna pick the option that is supposedly for the Chisa route. So this is where Hiroki gives Emily an alternative suggestion that might be better for her. So he's like, okay, so let's just try getting used to the water first. Okay, so just until you're used to the water. What does Emily say now? So what's the problem? Okay, so when we return, Emily's like, that's a very good way of teaching me. That's kind of cold, and you're supposed to be helping me. Well, you offered to help me, and you're giving me this attitude. Well, when I was too nice to Emily, Chisa would start to sulk, so I ended up sounding like a little bit harsh. It's like, well, I know that Chisa's jealous that I'm getting pretty close to Emily, so I shouldn't make that obvious. Okay then, so I'll hold your hand until you're ready to let go. Well, fine then, I guess I have no choice. Okay then, so let's go. I took Emily's hand and led her out into the deeper water. And she became hesitant as the water began to rise above her clothes. And I'm pretty sure the rest of it follows the other option that I choose. So this is probably ending the episode. And next episode we're going to see if they're able to make it onto shore through the typhoon. And with that in mind, I'll see you later.